Hi, everybody. Major life updates from probably the last long form video I've done on here. Yeah, if you've seen me, you've seen my shorts, then you know a little bit about what's going on. But I figured I'd do a more long form video to let everybody know and hopefully help some people that are going through the same thing or will go through the same thing when they go to search for a video like this. So my name is Bridget. If you don't know me and you're stumbling across this, I am a registered nurse. I left nursing a few years ago to travel the world with my daughter. And a couple years after that, I was diagnosed with cancer. So I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma Memorial Day weekend of last year, so somewhere around May 30th. And I have zero content on this channel about that portion because it happened so fast. I went to the ER on the 28th, was transferred to a bigger ER because they said I was full of cancer. It was crushing my windpipe. It was crushing my heart. At that point, I had large tumors throughout my chest and neck, and there was nothing they could do to help me at the small hospital. They got me to the bigger hospital, biopsied it, I got a port, I had chemo the next day. So things went too fast for me to even process it, never mind make a video to tell everyone about it. So I'll include a little bit of that story in this as well. It is now, I went through 5 months of chemotherapy with plenty of complications, and was in remission for a few months, and had a CAT scan last month, followed by a PET scan last week, and have found out that I've relapsed. So we're kind of in the in-between stage before I go back into treatment now, which will involve chemotherapy, maybe immunotherapy. I haven't gotten the full plan yet from the doctor's office, and I will meet with them next week. So then I will have a stem cell transplant, which is the scariest part of all of this. But I'm very, I think since it went so fast the first time, I am processing it for both times right now, because last time I was so sick and having trouble breathing that any treatment they did made me feel better. And it's been a long haul. I had a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in my lungs after I finished chemo last time, so that was additional months of rehabilitation to be able to walk without shortness of breath, gain any amount of muscle back, and strength and energy and stamina. So it's been a really long haul, even though it's only been 4 or 5 months since then. I walked a couple of miles the other day, and that's the most I've been able to do without significant pain. So it's been a long 5 months. To kind of find out that I'm going to be knocked back to square zero, because I will be even sicker this time, probably, with the strength of the chemo they're giving. The stem cell transplant takes you back to like less immunity than a newborn has. So it's going to be quite a journey. It's going to, I'm still processing. I figured I'd bring you guys along on the journey for as long as I'm able to. Obviously, you can check the shorts. Those are going to be like 15 to 60-second videos that will have more up-to-date, up to the minute details, because it's a lot easier to just throw one of those up than it is to record and edit a video and put the whole video up on YouTube. So that's it for now. I just talked to one of the doctors who's covering for my regular doctor, who gave me the news for the PET scan. I actually saw the news last Friday. It showed up in my portal, and I read it myself, and had a rough weekend because of it. Starting to bounce back a little bit now, but it feels like it feels harder this time. It just feels like a lot. And 93% of people are done with treatment and go on to live full, happy lives after their first round of treatment, and I am in that 7% that didn't. So you get the, it's not fair piece of it. I have a 7-year-old. I can't imagine not being here for her. We're heading into some very serious treatments with potential very serious side effects, and there's no guarantees. And getting someone to ground zero to be able to accept a stem cell transplant comes with its own chances of things going wrong. So obviously it's scary in and of itself. And knowing that it could just not be the cancer that kills me. It could be an infection that you get from having no immune system. So there's a lot to process. There's a lot to think about and hopefully learn about. I've got my list of questions ready for Monday to talk to the doctor. And if you guys have questions about how this has gone, I'm trying not to cram too much information into one video. I would like to keep them short and digestible, but feel free to drop your questions in the comments below and I'll answer as much as I can. But as far as my first round, if you want to know more about how that went, I was treated with, I had symptoms. Looking back, I had symptoms for 2 years before being diagnosed. I wrote them off. I went to the doctor with different things, but they were very vague symptoms like itching or rashes or just on and off coughing, things that weren't really meshing together to, in my mind, give me an idea of anything that was wrong with me. Shoulder pain, back pain, everything could be explained away by something else. So I wasn't really thinking cancer. I had been taking care of my mom on hospice. She passed away of breast cancer a little over 2 years ago. So I was still dealing with the grief from that and just was not thinking that it was going to be on my plate. So I was, like I said, diagnosed after we came back from a trip from Hawaii. I was short of breath. I had chest pain. I couldn't catch my breath. I couldn't stop coughing that time. Usually it went away, but I couldn't stop. So I actually drove myself to the emergency room. They did a CAT scan. I had previously asked my doctor, who was ordering a CAT scan for me, and that CAT scan was denied by insurance. So I did not have that. And then I ended up going to the emergency room. They did the CAT scan. They said, this is not good. We're sending you to a bigger ER about an hour away. I had a big tumor here that was pressing on my windpipe, and I had a big tumor, a mass of tumors in my mediastinal area that was pressing on my heart. So it was causing all kinds of problems, arrhythmias and trouble breathing and stuff like that. So a lot of it was hard. They got me, like I said, in right away to an oncology floor and did the biopsies and confirmed everything, got me started on chemo. And I went home 3 days later and started chemo every other week for 5.5 months. They stopped one of the drugs I was on, ABVD. They stopped the bleomycin, I think, after a few treatments because my lung function was going down, and there's a possibility of lung toxicity with that. So I stopped that one and continued the rest, and then they canceled it. It was 12 treatments prescribed, and I had 11 of them. They stopped it before the last one because I was starting to have some neuropathy in my feet. And did a CAT scan at the end, said everything was good, and we celebrated and started to work on trying to figure out a new normal. And I feel like I'm kind of just starting to get my groove back and my hair back, and I will lose it all again. I will lose strength and hair and everything. So that's hard to deal with, but I have reasons to live and reasons to fight. So I'm bouncing back from the despair that I experienced over the weekend, and I will come back and update you maybe with another video after Monday, after we know a concrete treatment plan. There may be a biopsy involved. There may not, because the tumor is very close to my heart. They don't really want to if they can avoid that, but we'll see if it's necessary or not. And I will have hopefully more answers than questions by then. So once I have a plan, I will let you guys know. I will update you. I would love for you to come along on this journey with me. It can be very isolating having cancer, especially in the time of COVID. So please feel free to ask questions, offer support. I'll take all the positive vibes I can get, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.